The carjacking and kidnapping that took place in Boulder County went through multiple jurisdictions, and here in Douglas County, a Colorado State Patrol officer was injured in serious injury right now from this suspect as he was deploying the stop sticks. The suspect then proceeded through Douglas County and carjacked a female, where he took the car, proceeded further down south, was involved in another crash where he tried to carjack a second car. At that location, officers surrounded all the vehicles. He went on foot, and about 100 yards northwest of that location, he was taken into custody. As the sheriff said, that he is being checked out right now at a local hospital, and he will be arrested by deputies from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office and taken to the Douglas County Detention Facility.
Can you speak at all about how the whole inter-jurisdictional thing is going to work out? I know you guys have a warrant out. He was arrested here, but he's at, Longmont is where it all began.
Yes, I can. I just got off the phone with District Attorney George Brockler, who is on the phone with the DA in Boulder, and there's some discussions taking place right now. Currently, right now, he is in Douglas County. He's under investigation in Douglas County, and he will be incarcerated in Douglas County. So the two district attorneys will be discussing how the prosecution will take place, but from a law enforcement perspective, he is in custody, and we will be filing criminal charges against him.
Were any weapons found? The high-speed chase. I mean, we don't see a lot of them in Colorado. It's more of an LA kind of thing. So you guys take it very seriously, and there are very serious rules about chasing someone like this because you put others in danger.
Yes, this individual was a very dangerous person. You could tell by the initial contact with law enforcement. Law enforcement all across from Boulder all the way through into Douglas County, we were in communication with each other, and most importantly, what we were trying to do to make sure that the citizens were safe, but we could still apprehend this guy. He was not going to stop committing crimes. And so we did a very good job with cooperation with all the law enforcement. I can't thank them all enough, from Aurora to Lone Tree Police Department to Parker Police Department to the Colorado State Patrol. All of them blocked intersections. We did everything we could to try to make sure that citizens were not put in harm's way. Although they were in this intersection because, quite frankly, he rammed them.
Did he have a weapon?
Can you talk at all about the tactic that you used? I mean, it seemed, at least as a layperson watching the video, that it looked like you guys hung back a little bit and sort of a pace or two behind it and just sort of letting this guy go a little bit. I don't know if I'm right about that, but can you just kind of talk about the tactic that you used?
Well, I'm not going to second guess any of the officers that were involved in a pursuit, unless you've sat in the seat with an officer before, following somebody at 100 miles an hour. You do want to be behind. Getting in front of them or getting beside them is not going to make the situation come out okay. I think the officers did exactly what they should have done. They did an excellent job of making sure that all the side streets and intersections that were going to come in place with this individual, they were safe, and we did exactly what we could do. Again, I want to thank KOA Helicopter for allowing us to listen to their radio station and get live reports so we could get in front of this individual and protect more citizens, which worked out very nicely. There was a question about weapons. We do not have any information right now about weapons, whether he was taken into custody with any or there were any in any of the cars that he was at. We don't have that information yet.
It looked like he might have thrown a weapon out on the last carjacking just down the road. Was there any search down there?
Yes, we have searches in 4 different locations right now, and we're looking for evidence at all 4 of those. So I do not have a report on what was found at any of those locations, but we are searching each one of the locations where there was a particular crime that occurred.
Can you give us perspective of how often you see situations like this?
Very rare. We don't. This is something that we don't see a lot in Douglas County or in the metro area. Again, this individual was very dangerous. He had been sought by law enforcement before, and obviously he did not want to be taken into custody. And so, it's a rare incidence, but I think the outcome, unfortunately, with the Colorado State Trooper who was injured and the citizens here whose cars were damaged, they are fine. The citizens are fine. It is a tragedy for sure, but this individual needed to be taken into custody.
Can you talk to us about how the incident started with the 4-year-old boy and his condition now?
I do not have information on his condition. And I don't want to speak on behalf of that investigation at this point because I don't have the particulars.
When he was taken into custody, was there any weapons just discharged by officers or a tase or anything like that? Or?
No weapons were discharged at this scene.
I know it's you're going to do tests and so forth, but could the officers check or see if he were high or drunk this morning?
He's at the hospital, so I suspect that will be part of the investigation. We will determine if he was intoxicated. That will be part of our investigation, but we won't have that information for some time.
How are the other drivers doing involved in these crashes?
They're doing very well. The sheriff and I both spoke to him here at this scene. The woman that was pulled from her car and thrown to the ground, she is doing fine. But all of the victims that were impacted by this individual are doing okay.
Can you walk us through maybe how many cars and people are involved if you kind of have your arms around that as well? Because there's like pieces from different jurisdictions that have been developing over time this morning.
Yeah, at least a half a dozen cars in the 18th Judicial District from Peoria and C470, where there was one, and there were 5 cars at this intersection, including one sheriff's vehicle.
Can you sort of talk about how, with so many different agencies involved, how you coordinate, like how you know, like sort of you're just, how do you know what to do, and how do you get everybody on the same page in a chase like this?
Well, I can tell you again, and I'm going to give credit to KOA again, it was very helpful to have them have a live feed, and then officers were able to hear that and project down the road so we could make sure that all the intersections were covered. But we do share radio channels, and we do jump on each other's radio channels just like we did in this incident, and we're communicating with the Colorado State Patrol and all the law enforcement agencies as it was moving its way.
Let me kind of wrap this up real quick, because we're in the middle of an investigation here, and there's a multiple of jurisdictions here that will be investigating this throughout the day. And just let me add that the air support that we had today, I cannot thank you enough from all of law enforcement. The air support was critical in seeing what was taking place today. We could see from air support where this gentleman was going, and we knew what to do. When you see the cars not pursuing him, we were hoping that this person would slow down. We stopped the traffic on the bridges, etc., to allow him access. Hopefully, number one, to save that child. That was paramount, to make sure that child would not be injured. Secondly, hopefully he would either make a maneuver once we knew he was out away from the child, there's no other persons in that vehicle. Whatever he did after that was up to him. Hopefully this would have concluded with a safe stop. Obviously, when he made the turn down here off Peoria, he rammed the car, he took that subject out of their vehicle, stole another vehicle, then ended up T-boning this other vehicle up here. There's a lot of people that have just lived a horrific event in their life, and my heart and prayers go out to them, as with the trooper that's in surgery today. This you do not see in Colorado. Colorado is a great place, and you do not see this taking place. But through your cooperation as media, I cannot thank you enough. For the citizens that have endured this morning, I thank you so much for your patience. We have blocked up traffic for now over 2 hours on Lincoln Avenue, people trying to get to work. This is a strange and crazy morning in Colorado, but I thank everybody for your patience, and our heart and prayers go out to all the families and everybody that was involved in this morning. The investigation will continue, and we'll have more details later this afternoon. Thank you so much for being here this morning. If we can answer any questions, would you please contact Ron Hanavan with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.